Today we have Volvo's smallest EV. This is the EX30. This Volvo EX30 is fast, it's fun, it's minimalist, and it's very modern, and you'll see exactly what I mean when we step inside. And we're gonna take a detailed look at the exterior, the interior, and get it out on the road for a test drive. Let's get started. All right, y'all, let's take a look at the exterior details of this EX30. Now, there are a couple of different trims. There is the Ultra and the Plus. The Plus is the base, the Ultra is next up, which is what we have right here, but they're very, very similar in terms of features. We'll talk about that in a sec. They get the same powertrain, which is great. And check this out. We've got the Thor's Hammer LED taillights. These headlights look pretty awesome. So they're flickering right now. That is just on the camera, so don't worry about that. The big Volvo badge in front. We've got the sensor in the front there as well for the driver assist features, and that entire Thor's Hammer turns into the turn signal, then LED headlights with that. There's also an air curtain right there for some aerodynamics built in as well. What do y'all think of the design? The paint color on this is called moss yellow with the black contrast roof. Black mirrors as well. I think this vehicle looks so much better in a different color, but this is very unique and interesting, and I'm sure some of you will love it. A lot of people have been making comments about this car because it is unique and this color in particular, but I'd love to hear what your thoughts are down below. The mirrors also have turn signals in them. You've got automatic dimming on that side as well. It's a very sleek looking car, and like I said, when you get a different color, paint color on here, I think it looks really slick. You've also got 19-inch 5-spoke wheels. Those look like that to help be aerodynamic, to help improve your EV range and efficiency. And it's only 166.7 inches long. So this is very, very compact. You'll see that when we get inside, especially the back seat. But coming to the back again, we've got this layered LED taillight. Turn signal there is LED as well. This car looks very nice, and it even has some approach lighting when we walk up to it at night. So the lights will turn on, it kind of greets and welcomes you. And overall, a scrunched down rear end, but we also get fog lights back here. So rear fog lights. I wish that more manufacturers gave us this. Most of the domestic US manufacturers don't, but it is a nice little safety feature that you can have on your vehicles. Now, getting to the cargo area, this does come standard with a power tailgate. So there's a little button right there that you can push. There's no hands-free option. You can use the touch screen on the inside to open it as well. Kind of annoying, there's not just a quick button to push when you get out. There's also not one on your key fob, which you'll see in a second. So you've got that button that you can push. Now, you've got a button up there that you can push to lower it down. And this is a pretty small cargo area. This is a small compact vehicle, so keep that in mind when evaluating the cargo space. There's like 12 cubic feet just behind the second row. You do get this cover that is easily removable and holds itself up right there. You've got an LED light over on this side, plus you've got a 12-volt power outlet right here. That is nice. You've also got these kind of built-in hooks right here so you can sling some grocery bags or something. We have metal tie downs here, metal tie downs in every corner, and you can see the top tether anchors right there as well. So this is a movable cargo floor, which is nice. So this can come out, it can stay up here, and you've got about 2 cubic feet under here. I love having a divided cargo floor like this. This is quite nice. You will not get a spare tire though. You'll only get a tire inflator kit, like a tire mobility kit. And we've got our Volvo charger back here as well. To lower these seats down, there's little buttons up there. If you have this cargo pad here, it's a little bit annoying. You gotta push down pretty deep on there, and then give it a good push. Now that front seat is far enough forward. This one will not lower down because of my seat, so you have to make some adjustments with that. But that folds very flat, very nice and flat, especially if you get this out of the way. You've actually got pretty wide wheel wells back here. So this has more space than you would expect based off the numbers. There's only about 27 cubic feet with the seats folded, but I think it's more spacious and more practical than what those numbers lead it to be. Now Volvo also gives us a little front trunk, which is nice. A lot of EVs do this, not all of them do, so it is nice to see that. And obviously you've got some hardware here, but take a look at this. You've got an extra little storage area, and we even have the Tesla adapter, NACS adapter, which is great. I love that they give us this. So you can use the Tesla charging station, but it's nice to have an extra little cubby. It's a good spot to put something like that. Taking a look at these front seats, they are very unique. They are a wool and polyester blend seat that is on the Ultra trim and not the base model. It's kind of cool. I like the fact that they put some wool in here. It's still only about 30%, so these are mostly a synthetic seat, so keep that in mind. But they've got different options, different types of seats and unique seats, and these seats have been comfortable. The headrest isn't too far forward. You've got a good amount of bolstering on the side without being too aggressive. We also have good bolstering on the bottom. But one small complaint that I do have is that is your only seat control. There are several controls available, and the passenger seat is power adjustable as well. This has four-way lumbar, but let me show you how you have to use it. So in order to do it, you push the little button, and then it will show you what exactly you're adjusting. So you've got basic adjustments, then you move that knob, you've got tilt adjustments and lumbar adjustments. So you will have to kind of scroll through those different things while you're adjusting it. Obviously, once you own the car, you get it set where you want, you probably won't have to mess with that. But the passenger seat is the same way. This steering wheel is manual tilt and telescoping. It's got a release lever down below, and it's only synthetic. There's no leather steering wheel in here. It's a synthetic material, basically plastic. But we've got the climate package, so this is heated, as are our seats. You can tap on the screen. You have to go into the screen to do this, to do a 3-tier heated seat or 3-tier heated steering wheel, which is cool. Passenger seat as well. No ventilated seats on here. This is part of the climate package. Let's take a look at the back seat. There's no smart key access on the back seat, but it will open up with the rest of them. You have these unique door handles. This is just like it is up front, this metal piece running across. Even this armrest is soft and unique, but it's a very, very slim door pocket right there, which is different than what the front seat is. But let's go ahead and hop in and take a look. There's a couple cool, unique little features back here. Now, sitting behind myself, I'm only 5'9". I am not a tall individual. This is where I have the seat comfortably when I'm driving in here at 5'9", and my knees are in the back of the seat. So keep that in mind. There's not much for foot space back here either. The middle has a flat floor, but even less space for your feet because my feet surely don't fit right there. This is a very tight area, but keep in mind this is a small vehicle, and that's the way it's supposed to be. But a couple cool things back here. Check this out. You've got USB-C ports, and the window controls are right here. So it's kind of unique because they don't have them on the door, as you noticed. Up here we've got a light as well. We've got this big panoramic roof as standard equipment in here as well. And one other cool feature is you've got little pockets in the back of the seats where you can shove some items. So check that out. Got a little phone holder right there. Same thing over here. You can also fit a larger item in there as well, but that's nice that they give you those. But very tight back seat. This is a dedicated little phone slot as well to be able to slide your phone in there and store it while it's charging. And this is a removable bin right here too. So check this out. And they gave us the moose, a little nod to Sweden and its nature as well. So pretty cool. They talk about how this could be like a removable trash can or just an extra storage bin, whatever you want. But a couple extra little practical features, even though it is very tight in here. One thing I've got to say is that this armrest does not fold down. This is a wet spot from my water bottle. This is not like a folding armrest, so there's no cup holders built in, there's no armrest built in, and there's really no good cup holder spaces for this second row. Now, taking a look at the interior, there is no start button. As soon as you get in here, put your foot on the brake and you shift into, say, reverse, the vehicle's on and you're ready to drive. You can shift down. Well, it's shifting into park because they idiot-proof these cars because my door's open. So forget about inching up with your door open for some reason. But that's how you do it. You don't actually turn the car on. It turns on automatically and turns off automatically. And I've got to say, Volvo has an excellent side door cubby game. This is a big bottle and it fits in here. So you can put that in there and keep it out of the way. You've still got room to spare on both sides. It's kind of a somewhat of a fall through door handle for part of it, but then it's closed up here, and it is nice and soft. You've got unique trim patterns in here, even a softer material up on top, and this big, nice metal door handle right there. So the rest of the interior is very modern and minimalistic. Do not mind the blinking light. That's part of the driver sensor. You don't actually see that with your eyes. But take a look at this. Really, all you have for controls in here is on the screen. So it's a vertically oriented screen. It's probably about as high as it could go without obstructing your view, so you don't have to be looking down too much, but there are a lot of controls on that screen, which we will talk about. Because we don't have an instrument cluster, we don't have a head-up display, your speed is going to show on there. You can kind of toggle the view a little bit using this button on the steering wheel, or you can program this button to actually be the one pedal drive button. So we'll talk about that in the test drive. It does have one pedal driving, indeed. The shifting is right here, P for park, down for drive, up for reverse. The cruise control is right here as well. It's a little bit annoying. You have to kind of pre-program the distance for your cruise control on the screen. So you adjust that, get it how you want, and then you can hit for cruise control. And you've got an adaptive cruise control, you've got lane centering technology. It does a very nice job. But if you want to adjust the distance between you and the vehicles in front of you, like most vehicles, you don't do that on here. It's all on the screen. So I haven't done that at all while I've been driving. You just preset it, and that's basically how it goes. This is volume control. This is seeking. You've got voice activation right there. And then you're up and down for your cruise. So pretty basic on the steering wheel. This little stalk has your wiper fluid for front and back right there. Otherwise, everything is pretty basic. The one thing I find funny is that to open up the trunk, you actually have a traditional lever, or the front hood, I should say, for your little front compartment. But in order to get into the actual trunk, you have a button right here. And you don't just tap it, you have to press and hold it open. And then it will open. And that's after you push the car button to even get into this screen. I'm going to complain a little bit because I don't love how screen-centric a lot of things are, including things when you first get in the car. It's kind of like getting a new phone that you've never used before. You don't have any familiarity with it. You've got to adjust things in here, like even your mirrors. You've got to use the steering wheel and the screen to adjust your mirrors. A little bit annoying. Even your exterior lights, let's say you're sitting somewhere, you want to turn your lights off so you're not blinding somebody or whatever, or turn on your rear fog lights, you've got to go into the screen to do that as well. You can even adjust the height of your headlights on here, but also completely reliant on the screen. Even the glove box, which is not over there, it's actually like a little storage console right here, which is kind of neat having this extra space, but you have to go into the screen. So a little bit annoying. But let's go back to our home screen. So this runs off of Google. So basically Android Auto built in, it's a Google Assistant, you've got Google Maps built in, but it does still come with Apple CarPlay and Apple CarPlay as wireless as well. It's still going to keep your driving information up top, including your battery, your distance up there, and then this constant section down here for your climate control, things like that. But this works well on here. I'm glad it still has Apple CarPlay wirelessly. We can go back to our home screen. You've got this for a few more apps that you can go through on here too. And yes, you can actually watch YouTube on here. It's kind of cool. Don't do that while you're driving. I haven't tried it while I'm driving, but I doubt it lets you while you are driving. And then for climate controls, go down here, and this is where you adjust your temperature. This is the syncing button, your heated seats and steering wheel. But the odd thing is that it only moves by 2. So a little bit interesting. Fan speed also reliant on the screen, and this opens up a whole new window of climate. Now Volkswagen has climate purification or air purification in here, and check it out. We've got good air quality right now. It's kind of cool that it monitors that too. I appreciate that. With an automatic mode, we have a low, medium, or high. So you can have it on auto and still dictate whether or not it actually blasts the air in here or not. You can go to manual fan speed control, but again, everything is very touchscreen centric. So if you're trying to adjust this while you're driving, it is not easy and it's not ideal. So probably just put it in auto and just let it do its thing. Even temperature adjustments have to be on the screen. A lot of stuff just on the screen. So volume control right here, but we don't have a quick volume knob or anything like that either. You can do it on the screen. Go back to our car, and this is where you can adjust even more things. So one pedal drive, your lane keeping system on there. The car status screen right here, you can check your tire pressure, days to your service, your distance, even your battery health and trip info on here. Go to settings, and this is where you can control a whole bunch of stuff. So go to driving, you can see different aspects right here. You can even adjust your steering feel, soft, medium, and firm, and performance all-wheel drive. I'll try toggling that on later, but from what I've heard is that this may not have the current update, but an actual drive mode selection may show up under this driving dynamics page. So let me know if you have this car, if that's what it looks like, if you have updated software on here. I would love to know about that, or let anybody else know. You can adjust more of your settings over here for driver assist features. And I've got to say, some of the driver monitoring is quite annoying. Even if I'm looking at the road, I don't know if it's because I have sunglasses or a hat, but it'll beep at me every now and then when it really doesn't need to. And I'm paying attention. It's just kind of like a little babysitter, honestly. Rear fog light. You have to go into here in a different section of the screen to turn it on, but you can turn it on here as well. So different car modes for car wash or being towed as well. And display brightness, I'm going to mention this at night. This was too bright. I turned it down all the way. You can change the theme from dark to light too, and it was still too bright when my Apple CarPlay was on. It's like Apple CarPlay runs a little brighter than everything else, and with it turned down all the way, it was still quite bright. Rain sensing windshield wiper, rain sensitivity there. You can adjust your mirrors as well. So there's a lot that you can do on this screen, a lot of different settings and controls. Even some ambient lighting in here, and when you're charging it will show up on the screen as well. But the screen is very central command for this vehicle. It's a lot like Tesla in that way, so I understand why they did it. Tesla's popular, people get used to it, but personally I would love to hear your thoughts down below because it's not my favorite. And Volvo uses a variety of different materials in here. They use some recycled materials. There's different trims that you can get in here, and it's very minimalistic. We've got different themes of ambient lighting that are going to show up in there. 5 different themes. Very cool, kind of Scandinavian inspired as well, even the northern lights on here. So Volvo gives you some nice ambient lighting. Now, one other thing is we have the Harman Kardon audio system. It is a 1,000 watt 9-speaker system, and it does sound pretty nice. There are several adjustments that you can make with it. Down here, you saw the glove box there. We also have wireless charging here, a phone pad over there, so your phone can just tuck in there like that. If it's over here, it can charge, and it's been able to charge just fine, even with my case on. Down below, and this also holds it in place. There's like little rubber tabs to help keep it nice and secure. Down here's a little storage tray, but if I want to get this out of the way, check it out. 2 USB-C charging ports, extra little storage down here, this flip up little door, and then this is where things get a little interesting. You're like, this is a big open area. Cup holders are right in there, and these cup holders are great size. They accommodate small drinks and large drinks. I've had no complaints with them at all. And I've just kept this thing out the entire time. So it doesn't get in my way, doesn't bother me, unless my tall drink is here and I need to do something on the screen, but that hasn't really happened. Let me show you one more thing on the screen actually. We have the 360 camera on this Ultra trim. And it's beeping at me already because I don't have my seatbelt on. But you've got a park assist, rear cross traffic alert, even automatic braking that you can toggle off and on, a 360 camera. For the park assist on this trim, it can parallel and perpendicular park for you too. So even on a small vehicle, it is convenient to have a 360 camera. Then back here, one other little squabble and complaint I have is that these are the window controls, and then you have to specifically select the rear windows. And I'm having a hard time, see, I can't hardly even tell if it's lit up or not, but you toggle between the rear and the regular, and this doesn't always respond to my fingers touching it. I roll down my windows pretty frequently, especially a cracked rear window, and I don't always remember to get it up because I'll roll it up, tap it, roll it up, and it doesn't always toggle between the two. Small complaint, this armrest doesn't fold up or anything, it just stays right here stationary. It's not necessarily soft, but it's not a plasticky, scratchy material either, but there's really no padding to it, which is a little bit surprising. Going overhead, automatic dimming, rear view mirror right here. Over here we also have LED interior lighting, more touch sensitive type of controls. Then regular old vanity, and the visor does not slide. There's no sliding piece, there's no sliding visor, but it pretty much covers this whole window. So I haven't actually had any complaints with that at all. And this panoramic roof is standard equipment, but it's just glass that you see through. There's no actual sliding piece to let air through. It's not like a moonroof. So keep that in mind. And one thing I've got to say is that it is summertime here in Texas, been 90s, 100, you know, hot enough. And when the sun is overhead, you feel it on your head. It's like my forehead is getting constant sun. And this doesn't have a shade built in. You can buy a, I believe it's $200 sunshade that you put up here from Volvo. But I would love if this was just a normal roof where you could cover up this glass panel. I know this is becoming more and more popular, but it's not popular with me. But I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. One more quick little look here at visibility. Keep in mind that has a massive rear pillar back there, so there's a huge blind spot in here and kind of a small second window. The mirrors are also small, but I've got to say the blind spot monitoring on these mirrors is very vibrant. It's a little tiny strip, or it's a strip right up there that lights up very bright and vibrant. So at least it tells you when there's someone in your blind spot pretty well. Now, Volvo's charging door is on the rear driver's side. Where would you rather that it be? Let me know below. But you've got your charging ports right here. You've got a little light back here. And they give you your own level 1 charger, but they also give you a level 2 charger adapter. So if you get one of these outlets in your garage or around your home, you can plug in and be fully charged in 8 hours. I highly recommend doing that. You've got to get a special plug, but then the cord will work from Volvo, or you can get your own. There's several different options that you can get as far as charging at home. If you do just the basic level 1 charging, it takes a very long time. So this is highly recommended from me. You just plug this into your cord. This is the 4-prong outlet. I can't remember what it is, NME, can't remember what it's called, what number it is. But anyways, very, very nice to have. Now, this is also compatible with this Tesla adapter, the NACS adapter, to be able to charge with the Tesla ports or at Tesla charging stations or the traditional ones. So you've got a lot of charging options considering all of that, and it's nice they give us this Tesla adapter or the NACS adapter right off the bat. In DC fast charging, if you do fast charge this, you can go from 10 to 80% in about 26.5 minutes. All right, y'all, we are now behind the wheel of this EX30, and the powertrain for this EV, with it being fully electric, it's 422 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque. You've got about a 69 kilowatt hour battery with 2 motors, so it's twin motors, and the range is 253 miles with all-wheel drive as standard. Now, this does come with a lot of driver assist features. It's very punchy. It's rear-wheel drive biased, as you could probably tell with that little slip from the rear wheels, but we can actually control this to make it a little sportier as well. And I've got to say, just right off the bat, it's a very smooth car. I mean, it's quiet because it's an EV, but it just feels completely smooth and effortless driving this around. This squared off steering wheel is quite comfortable to hold on to as well. I honestly like it. It even probably keeps it a little bit less out of the way of view and whatnot. We don't have any screens we need to see right here, so it's just less in your frame of sight when you're driving. easy acceleration, quite punchy as well. You can customize how stiff the steering is. I have it right in the middle right now, and it feels a little on the light side, so it's a little biased to a lighter weight steering wheel, but you can firm it up or make it even lighter, so it's very relaxing to drive, very just effortless to steer. So the light steering mode makes it feel very springy. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like it moves quickly, it's responsive. This also has one pedal driving. I have it programmed to where if I push this button right here, we're in one pedal drive mode. So what that means is full-on regenerative braking right now. It doesn't feel nearly as aggressive as others, but I'm not braking. It's doing all the braking for us. Then you accelerate as normal. It will also stop and stay stopped with a brake hold function. If you don't have it in one pedal mode, you just press the brake a little bit more firmly and it will put it in brake hold mode. It will put a signal up there, but in one pedal mode, it will automatically do that. I wish we had a little more control over like some intermediate level of regenerative braking like we get in some EVs. I was just in a Hyundai Ioniq 9, and you can adjust how much regenerative braking those have. I wish that this could do that as well, but not a big deal. Now, I'm going to take us out of one pedal drive mode. Push that again. And okay, it's keeping me in it actually. So, all right, I'm just going to keep us there. Pedal down. And believe it or not, this car can go 0 to 60 in about 3.5 seconds. It's under 4 seconds, which is kind of hard to believe. It honestly doesn't quite feel like that, but it is very, very punchy. I'm going to do the performance all-wheel drive, toggle that on, so it will disable one pedal driving completely, and it prioritizes performance. Pedal down. Holy crap, this car will make you dizzy. It is so fast. Volvo didn't need to make it this fast, but they did. And it just grips and it goes immediately. Very punchy, fun to drive. I'm gonna put the steering in firm. So the firm steering definitely puts some extra weight to it. Soft, very light, very light. You can toss this car around easily. So my main complaint with this car is the touchscreen focus. Even just climate controls having their own functions would be nice. Opening up the trunk, the glove box, those don't need to be on the screen. I don't really like that. I'm okay with the speed showing right there. You know, I've kind of gotten used to that, but I still like having something front and center right here too. I'd love to hear y'all's thoughts as well, but overall driving this, the driving dynamics are great. It handles well, it brakes well, it's very punchy and fast with acceleration too. The ride comfort, we'll talk a bit more about that in a second. It's a little on the bumpy side. I mean, you got a very short wheelbase in here, which certainly plays a role. Get punch in here. One thing about EVs is if you got to get going in a hurry, you can get going in a hurry. This is a very smooth road, but on some roads where you kind of have some broken pavement, you really feel it. You can feel the weight of the car. You almost get a little whiplashy type of sensation, which is common with electric vehicles because I think because of the weight of the battery all being so low, and it kind of teeter-totters over some bumps sometimes. But for the most part, on day-to-day driving, it's quite comfortable, especially for a vehicle of this size. Smaller vehicles, shorter wheelbases, typically don't have the best ride comfort, but this is great, and handling is great. It takes corners very well. The noise in here is on the low end as well. You know, you've got an EV, which is pretty much completely silent. If I roll this down, this window is not laminated. So I mean, it's not optimized for wind noise in terms of that, but it hasn't really been noticeable either. So something to keep in mind. It's just a very well-rounded EV as far as its driving dynamics. Very fun, almost performance type oriented with how fast it is, but not the most practical as far as comfort and or space on the inside and the feature set and ergonomics of the controls. But let's go ahead and wrap things up. So to wrap things up on this 2025 Volvo EX30, I like the fact that it is unique, but it's a bit unnecessarily complicated in some ways. I don't love how touchscreen reliant it is with some things, but it is very fast, it's fun to drive, it's got decent range for what it is. The interior is pretty small, but that's exactly what this car is. It's very compact, it's easy to get around, it's got good space for the front passengers and good features as well. But I'd love to hear what your thoughts are down below. I think we need to keep things a little more basic sometimes with certain things and not so complicated. I just wish a regular key fob was available. I wish we had a few extra controls on the inside. But other than that, it's a very nice overall EV. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. Thank you so much for watching.